Have you ever found yourself staring at a task, knowing you need to get it done, but somehow you just can't get started? Maybe you tell yourself, "I'll do it after lunch," or "just one more episode and then I'll begin." Before you know it, the day has slipped away and that task is still sitting there, waiting for you. Hi, I'm Inaya, and welcome back to Circle of Life with Inaya. Today, we're going to talk about something that sneaks into all of our lives at some point: procrastination. But here's the good news. I'm going to show you 3 simple steps you can use to beat procrastination, starting today. Let's start by being honest. Procrastination isn't just about being lazy or not caring. Most of the time, it's about feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or even scared of failing. Sometimes, the task ahead feels so big that our brains just want to run and hide. I've been there myself. I remember when I was in college, I had this huge project due. I kept telling myself I had plenty of time, but deep down, I was just scared I wouldn't do it perfectly. So I kept putting it off, distracting myself with anything and everything. The more I delayed, the more anxious I felt, and the harder it became to start. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt this way, you're definitely not alone. So, why does procrastination matter? Well, it doesn't just make us late or unproductive. It chips away at our confidence and adds unnecessary stress to our lives. The more we avoid something, the bigger and scarier it seems, and that cycle can make even the simplest tasks feel impossible. That's why learning how to beat procrastination isn't just about getting things done. It's about feeling more in control of your life and your time. Now, let's dive into the 3 steps that can help you break this cycle. The first step is to make your tasks ridiculously small. I know this sounds almost too simple, but it works. When you look at a big project, your brain sees a mountain and panics. But if you break it down into the tiniest steps, like open my laptop, write the first sentence, or even find my notes, suddenly it doesn't feel so scary. There's a reason our brains love small wins. Every time you complete a tiny step, you get a little boost of motivation, and that makes it easier to keep going. For example, if you need to write a report, don't start with "write the report." Start with "write the title," or "open a new document." If you need to clean your room, start with "pick up one shirt." These little actions add up so much faster than you think. The second step is to use what I call the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you only have to work on the task for 5 minutes. That's it. Set a timer. Start the task, and when the timer goes off, you're allowed to stop if you want. Most of the time, you'll find that once you start, it's much easier to keep going. The hardest part is getting started, and the 5-minute rule tricks your brain into taking that first step. I used this trick when I was dreading studying for exams. I'd tell myself just 5 minutes. Once I was in the flow, I usually kept going for much longer. But even if I stopped after 5 minutes, I still made progress, and that felt amazing. The third step is to create a no-judgment zone for yourself. This means letting go of the idea that everything you do has to be perfect from the start. Perfectionism is one of the biggest reasons people procrastinate. We're so afraid of making mistakes that we don't even try. But here's the thing, nobody gets it right on the first try, and that's completely okay. Give yourself permission to do things badly at first. You can always go back and improve later. The important thing is to start. When you remove that pressure, you'll be surprised at how much easier it is to get moving. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Inaya, I've tried breaking things down. I've tried the 5-minute rule, but sometimes I still can't get started. That's totally normal. Sometimes, the real reason we procrastinate isn't about the task. It's about how we're feeling. Maybe you're tired, stressed, or just not in the right headspace. When that happens, it's important to check in with yourself. Ask, what do I need right now? Sometimes a short walk, a glass of water, or even just a few deep breaths can reset your mind and help you get back on track. And if you find yourself slipping back into old habits, don't beat yourself up. Progress isn't always a straight line. The key is to notice when you're stuck. Forgive yourself and gently guide yourself back to these steps. Let me share a quick story about my friend Maya. She used to put off everything: assignments, chores, even fun plans with friends. She always felt behind and stressed out. One day, we sat down together and broke her giant to-do list into tiny 5-minute tasks. She started with just organizing her desk for 5 minutes. That small win gave her the confidence to tackle the next thing, and before she knew it, she was checking things off left and right. For Maya, the biggest change wasn't just in her productivity. It was in how she felt about herself. She realized she was capable, and that made all the difference. So, here's my challenge for you. The next time you catch yourself procrastinating, remember these 3 steps. Make it small, use the 5-minute rule, and create a no-judgment zone. Try them out and see how they work for you. And remember, you're not alone in this. We're all learning and growing together, one step at a time. If you found these tips helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one task you've been putting off, and which step are you going to try first? Let's support each other and celebrate every little win. And if you want more practical, life-changing advice, don't forget to subscribe to Circle of Life with Inaya. Together, we can turn procrastination into progress and create a life we're truly proud of. See you in the next video.